This is the afternoon of the 27th of July, 2024. I guess Iran and Hezbollah didn't like Netanyahu's speech that he gave to the members of Congress. This article was put up by Fox, written by Benjamin Weinthal, Weinthal, published on the 27th. Title: Hezbollah hits Israel with deadliest attack in months-long conflict, IDF says, raising fears of escalation. Israeli Defense Forces blame deadly attack on soccer field packed with children on Hezbollah. The Iran-backed terrorist movement Hezbollah on Saturday rained down rockets on Israel, with at least one hitting a soccer field where children were playing in the northern Israeli town of Madal Shams, right by the border of Syria. Initial reports say at least 11 dead and 29 injured, many thought to be children. The soccer field in a majority Druze town is a scene of shocking violence and the most devastating loss of life in the north since Hezbollah entered the war on behalf of the terrorist entity Hamas on October 7th. The Magen David Adom Ambulance Service said the victims are aged 10 to 20. The Israeli Defense Force, the IDF, put the blame squarely on Hezbollah in a statement issued shortly after the attack. According to an IDF situational assessment of the intelligence in the possession, the rocket launch toward Majah Shams was carried out by the Hezbollah terrorist organization. The Hezbollah terrorist organization is behind the rocket launch at a soccer field in Majah Shams, which caused multiple civilian casualties, including children, earlier this evening. See some photographs of the ambulances. Israeli security forces and medics transport casualties along with local residents at the site where a reported strike from Lebanon fell in Majah Shams village in Israel. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who is currently in the U.S., was being updated and holding situational assessment, according to a political source. It was further announced that he would be returning to Israel as soon as possible. Israel Minister of Defense Yoav Gallant, together with IDF Chief of the General Staff LTG Hertz Halev, were conducting a situation assessment on the attack. The IDF said approximately 30 projectiles were identified crossing into Israel from Lebanon on Saturday. The U.S.-designated terrorist organization Hezbollah is the de facto ruler over Lebanon. Imagine living in an area where at any time rockets can rain down on you. According to Israeli Channel 12, the country foreign minister Israel Katz said on TV news show that we are approaching the moment of an all-out war with the North against Hezbollah. We will react in a disproportionate way, he reportedly said in a translated note on X by Israeli journalists Ben Kaspet and Dafani Leal. Earlier this month, Yaakov Edmar, the former National Security Advisor to Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, discussed with Fox News Digital the likelihood of an imminent full-blown war between a Jewish state and the Lebanon-based terrorist movement Hezbollah. Hezbollah Secretary General Hassan Nasrallah delivers a televised speech during a gathering to mark annual Quds Jerusalem Day. Jason Brodsky, an expert on Iran and its proxies, told Fox News Digital that Hezbollah's Secretary General Hassan Nasrallah has been warning in July about striking new targets in Israel. This kind of strike in Majah Sham is likely what he had in mind, especially as it is outside the major population centers like Tel Aviv, which would almost certainly trigger a decisive response. And its Druze town, Narsha, might have thought Hezbollah could get away with it. I don't think they're going to get away with Scots. The Israeli Druze community lives in numerous villages dotted across the northern Israel. They have had a presence in the region for at least 1,000 years, and their communities are also found in Lebanon, Syria, and parts of Jordan. You see bloodstains and bicycles of children, and skateboards, and scooters scattered around. People stand by damaged bicycles at the site where a reported strike from Lebanon fell in Majaz Shams village in Israel. Brodsky, who is the policy director united against a nuclear Iran, continued, but that may prove to be a miscalculation on Hezbollah's part because an attack of this nature has the potential to change the dynamics of the conflict in the north due to the mass civilian casualties, including children. How did we get here? Eroded deterrence. Hezbollah has been under the impression that the U.S. would constrain Israel's operation in Lebanon. When a U.S. policy is centered on de-escalation, it begets the very escalation that they hope to avoid. Israel has fought 2 wars, 1982 and 2006, against Hezbollah. The IDF estimates that it has killed 500 terrorists in Lebanon since the start of the war against Hamas, and some 500 projectiles have been fired into Israel. Well, I think Netanyahu is going to go back to Israel, and he's going to unleash holy hell on Lebanon and on Hezbollah. I guess we'll see, won't we? I'll attach the link, pass it along, and thanks for listening.